Hi, I'm John Weeks, and this is the Standards Tech and Science Daily podcast. Coming up, Taylor Swift fans blamed for setting off earthquake monitors. But first, NASA has confirmed there's no real emergency on board the International Space Station after it inadvertently broadcast a medical drill meant for training on its YouTube channel. A female voice was reportedly heard instructing crew members to get Commander back in his suit, check his pulse and provide him with oxygen, sparking fears of a serious emergency. However, on social media, the ISS account posted that there is no emergency situation on board and confirmed the audio was inadvertently misrouted from an ongoing simulation. It said the crew was actually asleep at the time and confirmed that all remain healthy and safe, and tomorrow's spacewalk will go ahead as planned. Online video game platform Steam is facing a £656 million legal claim for overcharging UK gamers. The claim, filed with the Competition Appeal Tribunal, accuses the gaming firm of abusing its dominant position in the gaming market. Digital rights campaigner Vicky Shotbolt filed the claim, and she alleges that Steam owner Valve has shut out competition by forcing game publishers to sign up to price parity obligations that dictate Steam always has the best price and prevents the same game being sold at a lower price on rival platforms. It claims 14 million PC gamers in the UK could have been affected and could be entitled to up to £44 each if the claim is successful. Now, if you have a minor eye problem, who do you go to for help? Well, a group of optometrists say millions of appointments for common eye conditions are placing unnecessary demands on struggling GPs when people should actually be going to their opticians.
In a world where GPs are hugely overburdened, where GP waiting lists in many parts of the country are reaching something like 3 weeks before you can see a GP, to find that over 5 million appointments a year are being used for minor eye problems that would be better dealt with by high street optometrists is very concerning.
That's Adam Sampson, Chief Executive of the Association of Optometrists, or AOP. They found that 3/4 of optometrists have seen a patient in the last 6 months who had booked a GP appointment. On top of that, data shows GP practices are delivering 2 million more appointments a month compared to pre-pandemic figures. And Adam said you can get help for even very common eye problems at the opticians.
Over 1 million appointments, for example, are being used by people who've got hay fever which makes their eyes water. All that takes is a simple prescription. They can get a prescription for that if their eyes are properly checked. If they go to their high street optometrist to get an eye check, he or she can issue a hay fever prescription then and there, and that's done. You don't need to be bothering a GP for that sort of thing.
And Adam told us most optometrists work with the NHS to provide care.
The word optometrist, I think, can be off-putting. That's just the technical word for the qualified medical practitioners that work in opticians. So just pop into your local opticians and ask to see the optometrist. They've almost all of them got contracts with the local NHS to provide eye care, and you can go from there.
A study has found that pairing rescue dogs together in shelters could cut stress and help them find homes sooner. Researchers in the US found that dogs housed together not only showed fewer stress behaviours, such as whining and lip licking, but they were also adopted, on average, 4 days sooner than dogs housed on their own. Dr. Erica Fauerbacher from the College of Agriculture and Life Sciences in the US led the study and hopes the findings will encourage animal shelters to match dogs with suitable roommates to reduce their stress and show them at their best to potential adopters. Coming up, mobile driver's licenses are coming to New York State, and how Taylor Swift's Scottish fans set off earthquake monitors. Stay up to date with the latest tech and science news. Hit follow during the break. Welcome back. Now, fully digital driver's licenses have arrived in the US. New York State is the latest to get mobile versions of the ID. The state's Transportation Security Administration said the mobile IDs will revolutionise the way New Yorkers protect their identities and will significantly enhance the way they get through security at airports across the country. They said you can choose what information you display at certain times. So if you only need to prove your age, you can withhold other information. Here in the UK, they've been on the cards for a few years now. Back in 2021, then Transport Secretary Grant Shapps said they'd be here by 2024, but so far, there's no sign of them. If you think having a poker face will help you in negotiations, it turns out you might have been misled. Researchers at Nottingham Trent University found that being pleasant and facially expressive may also make someone a better negotiator. The scientists set up a conflict scenario where people were offered a bad deal and participants were asked to decide how to split a monetary reward between themselves and the experimenter, who was masquerading as a participant. The experimenter offered an unfair split, taking 80% of the reward, and they negotiated from there. They found that those who were both agreeable and expressive in their negotiations were found to achieve a better outcome. And finally, Taylor Swift fans in Scotland are making groundbreaking headlines after setting off earthquake sensors. It turns out Swifties at the Eras Tour gig in Edinburgh last weekend danced so hard it was felt on seismic instruments up to 6 kilometres away. According to the British Geological Survey, they were transmitting enough power through their dancing and stomping to charge 6,000 car batteries, around 80 kilowatts. So, scientifically, which of her songs is the most energetic? Well, the seismic activity apparently reached its peak during the song Ready For It on all 3 nights. You're up to date. Come back at 4 o'clock and search for The Standard Podcast for the latest news and analysis. We're back tomorrow afternoon at 1. See you then.